All right, guys, Fula coming to you with another video, another commentary video. This is sad, and I'm gonna just really try to dissect it and go into it a little bit more, like get into a little bit more detail about the deeper side of feminism from this video. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking from a perspective of, you know, having parents from the continent, having a polygamous father, having a polygamous grandfather, having a polygamous great grandfather, and their interactions with women, and what they would tell me, what the interactions were, before colonialism and, you know, during colonialism and the like thereof. So let's begin. Okay.
Hi guys, I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization this past few.
By the way, shout out to Black Mind for sparking my mind with this video. Shout out to that brother for really sparking my mind with this. The crazy thing is that we're gonna see more of this now. We're gonna see more women crying on TikTok, crocodile tears for things that they had control over, that they decided to let get out of control because
few days have been so hard for me.
They wanted to just basically go for the okie doke, which was presented to them. They thought the okie doke was gonna help them, but it did. It unfortunately harmed them. And I'm gonna get more into that at the end of this video. At the end of this video, I'll get into this. But let's start.
Because, how men say that women have toxic feminism.
They do. You guys do. No disrespect. You guys do. Because I'm gonna tell you something. There's a difference between being feminine and there's a difference between feminism. Being feminine is cool. We want our women to be feminine. Being a feminist is not cool because basically being a feminist turns you into a man. And that's why you have a lot of these women with all kinds of tattoos. You know what I mean? Don't even have sexy voices. So rough around the edges because they've been turned out already because of feminism. But let's continue.
And you'll get to a certain age and no one will want to marry you and no one will.
It's true. That's just what it is. You look at all the celebrities that were pushing that feminism thing, and even they're single at this time right now. You look at all of them, and they don't even have men. And you would think they would have men that they were married to, settle down with, because they would have their they would have their picks. If you're an entertainer, if you're a, actress or something like that, you have your pick of guys in that industry. But even those guys are like, man, I'm through with them. So I don't know, but let's continue.
Love you. I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this feminism thing.
And the sad thing is, I told many African sisters who I knew, they thought, some of them felt that I was just like toxic. And I'm telling them that this is not part of our way. Like, we were never about this. Like, this is something that we never really did. It only came into fruition as a result of what our colonizers did, okay, with their women. And then in turn, their women imposed it on our women and are trying to impose it on more of our women. But it'll be a cold day in hell before I let that happen. You know what I mean? I won't let that happen. As long as if there's something I can do, I'm not gonna let it happen. I won't. Okay? But let's continue.
And I missed out on marriage and on children. And now, like, I'm at a point in my life where, like, I'm so bitter.
And that's what's gonna happen with you. That's what you have to understand. It's different from us. It's different for us guys though. Us guys, we thrive. For example, I'll give a perfect example. One guy by the name of I believe his name is Abdul Qadir Haidara. May Allah preserve him. He was a librarian in Timbuktu, just doing extensive research, getting them manuscripts, trying to decipher what the manuscripts mean. That was his job. That was his really main thing. That was really his job. But he even said, I'm not really trying to get married right now. I'm into these manuscripts. But when it was time for him to get married, he got married. And he got married to a younger woman. And there was no issue with him marrying a younger woman. But you guys made it into issues to marry younger women. And so what happens is we decide that, hey, we're not going to change our tradition to fit your tradition. So the problem is, like with women like her, is she's going against tradition. And it's not, let me tell you something. If there is things in place in a culture that have been around for a lot of years and those things have been effective, there's usually some wisdom behind it. So like for an African girl to get married like at 18, 19 or something like that, then there's some wisdom behind that being done, right? But let's continue.
So jealous of people who have marriages because they are so happy and the husbands don't even cheat on them. And like men are just,
to be honest, like, and she said that, men don't cheat on them, their husbands don't cheat on them. To be honest, like a real solid dude, he's gonna want that. You know what I mean? He's gonna want like to be able to build with a real one though, right? He has no problem in like doing what he needs to do as long as she plays her part. But the problem is they don't want to play their part. They want to just suck you dry and leave. That's what they want to do. So you don't give them an opportunity to do that. And because you don't give them an opportunity to do that, unfortunately, they end up like this woman, whereas like feminism has sucked them dry. Instead of them sucking a guy dry, feminism has sucked them dry. But let's continue.
the best. Like right now is when I'm realizing like I can't do without them. And right now I'm like, I don't care like if you...
Here's the thing. Men...
right now I'm like...
Here's the thing. Men, we don't need women. You know what I mean? We do what we do. You know what I mean? Like when you look at even like, for example, Nelado alayhi salatu salam, he didn't need women to do what he needed to do. They complimented him and assured him in what he needed to do, but he didn't need women. You know what I mean? When you look at, like, for example, Sheikh Ahmadu Baba Rahmatullah alayhi, he didn't need women. to write 7 tons of poetry. He did. He just did it. He didn't need women to build the city of Tuba. He just did it. So that's what I'm saying. We don't need women, but women need us. That's just the bottom line. And they don't want to face that they need us. And they think this sounds like so misogynistic and so arrogant, but where's the lie at? Okay? Where is the lie? But let's go.
Right now, I'm like, I don't care, like, if you are rich or poor, tall, dark, handsome, ugly, me, I don't care, by the way. As long as you're...
She kind of does care. Because she said tall, dark, and handsome. So she's still carrying that feminism with her. You know, subconsciously, she's carrying the feminism with her. She mentioned ugly as an afterthought afterward. But notice her first words were tall, dark, and handsome. Right? And so it's still within her, you know, subconsciously.
a man and you're breathing, like, that's the only qualification I need because I'm just so desperate for a husband.
And you know, it's going to get to that point. You know, I'm pretty sure that soon what's going to happen is that, you know, it's going to happen soon. Mark my words, it's going to happen that men may already be married. And these women are so desperate that they're going to want to become co-wives. They'll be like, you know, I don't care at this point. I just want a man. And, you know, I'm willing to be a co-wife. Trust me, it's going to get to that. Because we've had to we hold the cards, okay? We let these Western women think that they hold the cards the most. But guess what? We hold the cards. The traditional niggas hold the cards. You know what I mean? The beta males and the simps don't hold the cards. Okay? We hold the cards. The traditional males hold the cards. Okay? So I'm saying this to say that this may happen. This may be a real thing in the future. That women may just say, oh, you know what? I'll just be a second wife or a third wife or a fourth wife. I just want a man to take care of me. Well, let's continue.
And there's a lot of pressure around me, so...
And it's true. Because if you're dealing with an African household, we get married, okay? So they're going to want, usually African parents are going to want to have their daughter married off soon, okay? Very soon. I'm not trying to be arrogant right now, but believe it or not, like I have at least like 3 families asking me, hey, you know, you want to marry my daughter? You want to marry my daughter? So they're trying to do it soon because if they know that if they know what time it is, basically. Traditional old-fashioned parents know what time it is. And if the daughter comes from that tradition, then it's gonna work for them most of the time. But if their daughter doesn't come from that tradition and comes from the Western mind state, it's not gonna work. It's not going to work at all. In fact, their daughter will usually be reluctant to get married. Unfortunately, she may be African by, bloodline, but unfortunately, she's Western by mentality. And the same goes for Caribbean women as well. Because there was a time where, a Caribbean woman, she would be married off very soon. And the same thing in Latin women as well, Okay, let's continue.
If you can DM me and propose, I swear I'll behave and
Wow. Ah, man. I don't want to laugh at her because, she a fellow African sister, but I kind of have no choice but to laugh at her because this woman just said that you can DM me. You can DM me and propose to me. That's how bad it is for her. That's sad. That's sad that it's gotten to that point for her. But me, I've reversed the game so much that I'm not saying it's right, but I'll give you a story. There was this one Instagram woman, and I was just playing with her, and she's like, yeah, I was just playing. And I said, you my wifey, baby, what's up, girl? And she started catching feelings, and I'm like, I was just playing around, and she got just all mad and stuff like that I was just playing around because she was in hopes that a nigga was really serious. Because I'm sorry to say it, that age, the wall is hitting. The wall is approaching. But me, there is no wall with me. I have no ceilings, okay? As Muhammad Ali said, and may Allah forgive me for my kibber, astaghfirullah. May Allah forgive me for my kibber. But I'm just going to repeat what Muhammad Ali said, because I box too. I'm young, I'm fast, I'm handsome, and I can't possibly be beat. So it's just an upside for us guys. It's a downside for them though, unfortunately. It's unfortunate that this happened to an African sister too. It's very unfortunate. But let's continue.
I'll nourish you immediately. I'll wash your clothes, I'll cook for you, I'll have your children, and I'll be obedient and a submissive wife because that is what you guys want. I'm no longer a feminist, guys.
It's too late. It's too late for that. I'm sorry, but it's too late. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to get deep on you guys, but I'm going to end this video on this note. Feminism was a part of the imperialist package. Feminism was a part of the colonial package as well. The best way to divide a people and also turn a people against each other and turn a gender against each other is that you bring new ideas to that gender that are foreign to their traditional ways. So with imperialism in Africa, with colonialism in Africa, with imperialism in the Caribbean, with colonialism in the Caribbean, with imperialism in Latin America, with colonialism in Latin America, you know how we have a stimulus package here? Imperialism is the same way. Colonialism is the same way. So in the stimulus package of colonialism and imperialism, it includes lying, stealing, raping, racism, stereotypes, eugenics, and the like thereof. But it also included feminism too. It included feminism as well. You guys already knew how to treat a man. The African woman knew how to treat a man. The African woman knew how to be a woman before feminism came. But instead, you bought into it. And now we have things like this. There's one story I want to tell you. I believe it was the 18th century, maybe early 19th century. One of my spiritual guides, Ukmendam Fodio Rahmatullah Lay, he had a daughter named Nana Asma'u. May Allah have mercy on her. She was a scholar. She was fluent, I think, in 4 languages. I think she knew like the hidden sciences like astrology, astronomy, and geomancy and all of those things. But guess what? She was married and she served her husband. But you guys thought, instead of following her version, you guys thought that it was just okay to run amok, cock carousels, hot girl summer. I don't need a man. Men ain't ish. And this is where it's gotten you. So you bought into imperialism. You bought furthermore into colonialism, and it's produced this. Hopefully, by the grace of Allah, it won't spread in the continent of Africa too much. And that African women and Caribbean women alike will be like, hey, wait a minute. This isn't right. I say it's too late for Caribbean women and African women raised out here, because it's actually been happening right now. And I see it happening before my very eyes. That African women here are hitting the wall, as well as Caribbean women are too. So with that being said, let this be a lesson to you. And I'm really speaking to my African and Caribbean women. And the reason why I'm speaking to you is because there's still hope. There's still hope for you guys. So take heed to this woman and what she's going through. And make sure you don't be the one going through it. And as for men who may tune into this, keep on ignoring these women. Keep on starving them out. And unfortunately, in order for them to learn a lesson, because they're too far in the clouds with feminism, you may have to wait until they get like this. Because if you get with them when they're in the feminism phase, they're going to cause you nothing but turmoil and nothing but annoyance. But with that being said, leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and it's only going to get better for us guys. Fula signing out. Njara.